giant man-eating rats. Steven with PC Gamer here. I have traveled all the way to PAX West to learn about Total War Warhammer 2's new race, the Skaven. I am joined by lead designer Richard Aldridge. He's going to tell us all about the Skaven. Richard, I have a tough question for you.
Okay.
If the Skaven were a high school clique, which one would they be?
I reckon they'd be the science nerds.
The science nerds.
Yeah, because but science nerds that have gone off the reservation, right? They dabble in all sorts of weird warpstone energy matters. So that's like, you know, concocting all your scientific experiments. And Clan Skyer is exactly that. They are tinkering. They are blowing themselves up. They're crazy rat men.
That's fantastic. I was not expecting that answer. They're drunk with their mad scientist power.
Mad scientists,
That's perfect. So why don't you give us just a little bit of a rundown? What are the Skaven all about, and how are they different from some of the other factions in Warhammer 2?
The Skaven, so we touched on it, they are mad scientists. But they're not only that, they mold and they create weird and exotic creatures. So the Hellpit Abomination, that's a really good example of that, where the Molder factions, they sort of splice together horrific beasts with warpstone energy to create monsters which dwell beneath the cities of men.
Really? Now, the Skaven are one of the original Warhammer races, of course, all of them are. What kind of challenge was it taking the Skaven from the tabletop origins? Because on the tabletop, they have a lot of really random abilities.
They do. I mean, they are tricky, but every race has its own little, cliche thing that we have to pick up on. A lot of people would want to play a Skaven in a very tight but long line. So we do have them that they are meat shields, that they scuttle away. They're very twitchy. I mean, you'll see in the animations that they're constantly kind of shaking, and And the best thing is, our lead writer on the project, Andy Hall, is a massive Skaven nerd. So he just gives us all the fuel and ammunition that we need, whether we're generating warpfire throwers, if we're doing poison wing globuladiers. We've got it all covered. Whatever your clan favorite is, they're pretty much all there.
Awesome. Now, what I love about the Skaven is, so much about Warhammer is from sort of that Tolkien realm of fantasy, but the Skaven represent Warhammer lore completely unchained. What was sort of your favorite part about developing them for Warhammer 2?
Oh, man, it's getting the wacky tech stuff out there, I think. I mean, what is better than a Doom Wheel? Scuttling around, crushing things.
For people who haven't seen it, what's a Doom Wheel?
A Doom Wheel is like a crazy hamster wheel with a warp block engineer, so like a mad scientist Skaven guy in the middle of it, running around, moving his feet, and then lots of giant rats clobbering over it. It's shooting lasers, it's crushing stuff. It's just mental.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. So people, obviously Warhammer is coming up. When is it coming out?
28th of September, so we're right into our final stretch now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned. We got a lot more great stuff coming out of PAX for you.